S-D-P. The Steve Dangle Podcast. With your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Shoeless Joes, Peterborough!
Yeah.
Woo! Listen, this is the first time we've been able to come out here. I don't know why, honestly. I have no legitimate excuse for why we've never done a show in Peterborough before. It's not too far. It's not far at all. I don't understand. Steve, native of Durham region especially, has no excuse for never coming up.
So I did do a book signing here, March 7th, 2020.
What happened after that?
5 days later, they shut the NHL down, and I didn't come back for a while. I didn't go anywhere for a while.
That's right.
But Nick Robertson was still on the Pete's at the time, and I had to wait less than half a period to see him score a goal.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Was anybody here there at that book signing?
Anybody here?
Oh, what? 2 hands? 3? 3 hands.
Oh, hey.
That is not a lot. That hurt my feelings a little bit. That's okay. That's okay.
It was a long time ago, 5 years ago.
It was.
All right. Now, we know we've got some Peterborough Pete's fans in the house.
Yeah.
They're reluctant Pete's fans. I know it was a tough year. I know.
Got to that well a
I know.
lot.
But there are some Jenny's fans here, too, which is wild. How many did we count before the show? Was it 3?
3 or 4.
Risking life and limb to be here today at Shoeless Joes. Now, here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do this show here. You're going to eat delicious food and drink delicious drinks at Shoeless Joes, which we love, right? Steve is going to be, after the show, starting at 7, live streaming this game. So every time the Leafs score, you got to be as loud as possible so the people at home can hear you. There's going to be thousands of people watching. We will be doing trivia in between periods and giving away cool dolls. Cool hockey dolls.
They are figures or figurines.
Right. And also I want to remind you to tip your servers well because, hey, listen, they're dealing with all of us all at once, and that's a lot. So shout out to the servers and shout out to the kitchen as well. Now, it is our first time in Peterborough. I don't know that Jesse and Steve are going to understand where I'm going with this, but they might. How many of you are still cleaning up after that ice storm? Yeah. I got to know. It's like carnage driving up the 115 here. I couldn't believe it. Just got his power back yesterday. How long were you out? 2 full weeks. Wow.
How did you listen to us?
He lived with his
parents. Hell yeah.
You know what? Most people get accused of living with their parents if they listen to us, so that's okay. Hey, question. Anybody work at Hydro here? Anybody? Okay, I just want to shout out Ontario Hydro. They did an amazing job. It's crazy. Can't believe that storm just sort of rolled in and took everything out. I've been staying at my wife's family's cottage, and like the entire canopy, if you just look up, every tree is cracked. Everything is pressure cracked over and that sort of thing. I know it's going to be weeks and weeks and weeks to clean all that up. So if you're here and you got your power back, yay. I'm sorry that happened to you. And a few kilometers down the road, it was just rain. It was just a normal rainy day, which is so bizarre.
You're like, aw.
Man, it's rainy.
That's
that
enough of that.
Yeah, exactly.
So whether you're just here to use the Wi-Fi or you're here to see us, thank you for coming.
That's right.
We're very happy.
Now, Jesse was down at Leafs Morning Skate today.
I was.
And one thing that we have been seeing a lot of and hearing a lot about is this kid that the Montreal Canadiens got from Russia named Ivan Demidov.
Yes.
He arrived at Pearson Airport. Oh, there are Canadiens fans here. Okay, all right. Arrived at Pearson Airport. He was greeted by Habs fans. Yeah. There was a live stream that 200,000 people watched just waiting for him to come out of the airport, which is crazy. Jesse, is he playing tonight?
No.
He's not playing
Definitely
tonight.
not playing tonight.
Okay, all right.
No.
Now, you saw him at practice today.
Yeah.
Is he the next Wayne Gretzky, or is he
Easily.
washed already?
He's probably the greatest player already.
Okay.
He was out there with the scratches. He was going one-on-one with Arbor Jackeye and the couple other scratches that they had this morning, and he was incredible. I think that's the start and the end of it.
He actually is incredible?
Yeah, no, he was just running through drills. Pretty simple. He's got to get acclimatized to the team and the ice here in North America, and then he'll play hopefully Monday against St. Louis is what they're saying.
But why isn't he playing tonight? Is it fear or cowardice?
It would have been awesome if his first game in the NHL is Saturday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Last Saturday of the season, you debut in Toronto, but hockey's sometimes a little boring, and they want to go with the simple thing because there's a lot on the line for the Habs, and they're going to start on Monday.
Boo.
Now, the Montreal Canadiens are starting their backup tonight. Jakub Dobiš will get the start. 904 save percentage. If the Leafs win, the Lightning got a point last night. It's almost over. It's almost over.
How dare you even speak that into a microphone? There is, what is it, 4 games left?
Yes.
That feels like so many games, even though it's very not. It very, very is. I mean, the Calgary Flames were going to make the playoffs. Then they were dead, and now they're fully alive again. Just like the textbook from school. Oh, Adam didn't have that. Just like fully alive.
Yeah, it's a Catholic school thing.
Yeah, from Catholic school. There's a lot of time left. Don't let anyone fool you.
All right, so if the Leafs win 2 of their final 4 games, it doesn't matter which 2, they clinch. It's first. That's it. Now, I do want to throw out there that we've done some live shows this year. How many wins, Steve and Jesse, have we seen the Leafs get?
None.
0.
None
0 wins. I know, boo us, right? So it basically means we have not had a single Leafs win at any of our live shows this year. That means tonight's the night. Exactly. I like the way you roll. Thank you. Now, the Leafs are only dressing 5 defensemen tonight because they're out of money. The Oliver Ekman-Larsson is injured. Jake McCabe is not playing. They have no cap left to do this. Scott Laughton and Mitch Marner have both volunteered to play shifts on defense. If needed. If Jesse, Steve, if you had to play one Leafs forward on defense the entire game, it can be Mitch, but that means he doesn't get to play forward the entire game. So
That's
you lock
right.
him in. So who is it?
I would do Mitch. Like, there's an alternate reality where he's Quinn Hughes. Like, he's got crazy vision. No, he's not the biggest guy, but he's pretty good at hockey. Like, Lane Hudson's not the biggest guy either. Arbor Jackie's huge, and is he playing tonight? No, he's not.
No.
So it's not all about that. There's plenty of size on this D-core. I just want to see it. Is playing Ivan Demidov tonight the smart thing to do? No, but I want to see it.
Exactly.
Marner on the back end? I want to see it.
Okay.
It was the big topic of conversation on the Leafs side of the dressing room this morning at morning skate, and we asked Scott Laughton about it. We said, well, how do you feel about playing D? And he said that one time in junior, he played a full game on D because they were short. And then we asked Craig Berube about it, and we were like, Scott Laughton said he could play D. He played one time in junior, and Craig Berube said, junior was a long time ago. I don't know about that. So I don't know if Lawton's playing D tonight.
And when he was playing junior, it was on the Gens. So, like, how good was he playing? You know?
Couldn't have
Right.
been good.
Yeah,
no,
Must have been terrible.
Yeah.
Must have been terrible. Now, listen, this is a really special time of year because we get to look at the whole season. Well, actually, for Leaf fans, this hasn't been a very special time of year. It's been a time of dread and worry. But as we are on the cusp of potentially clinching the first Atlantic division in team history, that's an important distinction. They did win the Canadian division. They did win their division in like 1999. Never won the Atlantic in its existence, right? Every single team, Tampa, Florida, Boston, there's always somebody ahead of them. This is their opportunity. I'm wondering if you guys are ready to do some regular season awards.
Regular season
And I want you guys
awards.
to kind of weigh in on this, okay?
Okay.
So regular season, there are no awards for the regular season just for like a team, but who was, Steve and Jesse, the Leafs' best forward this season?
It's got to be
So
between.
hold on. Let's hear from the audience first. Sorry. All right, best forward this season, go. A lot of people saying Willie, a lot of people saying Marner.
Here, let's do this. Cheers for Willie.
It's pretty
Cheers,
big cheers
for Marner. I think it's
You
Marner.
cheered for both.
Can't do that. Pick one.
Yeah, the guys cheered for.
I like them all. Hooray for all of them.
So who's your pick?
If it's over the whole season, Mitch.
Mitch Marner.
Oh.
But not by a wide margin.
Okay, why?
Well, he's done everything for the team. The penalty kill. He's been so good defensively. He did play goalie that one time. Willie has obviously been, I think, the beating heart.
Don't talk about Willie because Jesse's going to pick him. So just talk about Mitch.
He's been pretty good.
Hey, Jesse, who's your pick?
I think we all know my pick's going to be William Nylander.
That's right. All right. Now, why?
Coming into this season, Steve, you did the math on how are you going to replace 69 goals from Austin Matthews. And the one guy who's stepped up and tried to really fill that gap has been William Nylander. He's on the cusp of a 50-goal season. He's second in the league in goals scored. And what's the most important thing in this game?
Being handsome.
He does that too.
Yeah.
And scoring goals.
And he scores goals. So I think all credit to him for being the most unflappable player that the Leafs have ever had. He handles this market so well, and he's just scoring at a crazy clip that he's never scored at before.
You've got the chance to be in a scrum with William Nylander many times.
Okay, yes.
What percent of the time is he wearing a shirt?
About 2%. Yes. He threw on a nice little pinstripe suit. No, it wasn't. Matthews had the pinstripe suit. Willie was just in a regular suit, but he threw on a suit the other day. It was good.
His birthday suit.
Not that suit.
No?
No.
All right.
Okay, next one. Okay, I'm going to ask the crowd first. Leafs' best defenseman this year. Oh, there's some OELs in there. There's some Tanevs in there.
Morgan Riley.
No. Whoa.
Not just silence, booze. Jake McCabe.
Yeah, hey, deserves a little.
McCabe's been so good.
Chris Tanev.
Wow.
Tanev.
All right.
Pretty
All right.
emphatic.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Why?
He is the general back there. It's almost like we're borrowing him. I know he signed to be a Leaf for a very long time, but every time I see him skating up the ice in a Leaf uniform, I'm like, that's a bit silly. He's lost.
He's not ours.
That's a Dallas Star. He's not supposed to be here. But there's just such an unflappable calm with him, and also the fact that he'll block everything and has no teeth left. What a beauty.
Jesse, how do you think the team views Chris Tanev? You're down there all the time.
They love him.
They love him.
He's so solid, and the way he blocks shots, I think every hockey player, if you played at any level, you respect that so much. He's willing to stand in front of NHL pucks and not blink and block them all the time. How can you not love that guy?
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Also, you should throw in Yanni Hakanpää for Defenseman of the Year.
Yeah, Yanni Hakanpää. Man,
he did a great job rehabbing all year.
Those two games. By the way, I do love it for the video. We're seated right next to the bathroom, and everybody's got to walk by.
Yeah, please go around. Yeah.
No, he won't. We're Pete's fans. Hey, question: who should be the Leafs starting goalie come playoffs? Is it Joseph Woll? Is it Anthony Stolarz? All right. Now, why did they whoop so loud, gentlemen?
Stolarz is pretty good at hockey. You want my expert opinion? When he's in net and people shoot the puck at him, it hits him. It's pretty rad. They didn't always have that last year, so.
Jesse, one of the things they talk about with Anthony Stolarz is that apparently he's always yelling at people on the ice, yelling at his own team. Why? And is that helpful?
He's I wouldn't say super quiet, but he's a pretty level-headed dude off the ice. He's not loud or boisterous at all. But when he's on the ice, he's directing everything. He's a coach on the ice, telling everybody where to go, yelling at them, getting on their tail, and all the guys know it, and I think they like it.
Okay.
What is it like being the only reporter to look him eye to eye at eye level?
When he has his skates on, he towers over me. Yeah,
wow.
but when he's in shoes, we're about the same height.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I think you've been lying about your height then, because they're telling us he's 6'7". Maybe you're taller than you let on.
Maybe he's 6'7" in skates.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
I don't know when they measured him.
All right, so here's an interesting one. Who is the Leafs' most improved player this year? A lot of Knies.
I think the crowd wants us to say Knies.
Okay, now, are one of you going to be disappointing and not say Knies?
No.
No, okay, no. All right. Why Matthew Knies?
He's a Jeep on skates. He is so fun to watch. And there's no maintenance and there's no babying. When there's a rookie, even if they're a huge rookie, they're a rookie. And I remember all this coddling stuff he was used to the college schedule, and I don't know about his fitness, and now he's just snapping guys in half over the bench. He beef, absolute beef. Starts fights for no reason. They'll be like, "Hey, on your left," and he'll be like, "What'd you say to me?" And just confetti gloves, and I love that about him. I would love him if he wasn't flirting with 30 goals, and yet here he is. I would say in a committed relationship with 30 goals.
Well, he hasn't quite made it yet.
No, but tonight I think he consummates.
Jesse, what do you think?
Because the answer is Matthew Knies, I got a question for the two of you. What's his next contract?
Oh, you have to do yeah, boo this man. Boo this question.
900
$900
grand
Okay, yeah.
times 8.
just because he loves being a Leaf.
Yeah, I mean 6.5. So,
No.
who pitched the idea of him and Tavares signing matching 6.5 times 4 contracts?
Somebody who had mushrooms before they suggested that.
You know what? That's the world I one day want to live in. Realistically, I think he gets anything under 8 would be pretty sick.
If it's
don't
8
think that's
though,
gonna
it's got to be a
happen.
long-term deal. I think.
Anything that keeps Matthew Knies a Leaf.
Because, okay, here's the closest comparable, and I think it was producer Drew that put it out there. Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis had more points. Now, they're not the same player, but Seth Jarvis had more points, and he's what, around $8 million on a longer-term deal?
We need to stop comparing ourselves to teams that play in places that pay for things by not paying for them and not doing them. They don't have taxes in these places, right?
Right.
So, he's simply going to take what all the Panthers and Hurricane. No, he's not. No, he isn't. That's not how it works. So what you're better off to do is take Jarvis's contract, add $2 million to it, and see how much of that $2 million you can shave off. That's what I think it's going to end up as.
All right, wow, that's really dark, but thank you, Steve.
That's
I
a big
appreciate
Toronto
that.
tax.
Appreciate
Sorry, 8 times $5 million.
that. There you go. yeah.
He
All right,
understood the assignment.
which Leafs player has had the most disappointing year? Domi.
Oh,
Some Domi.
we got a lot of Domi.
Some Riley.
Riley, yeah. Who? Matthews.
Matthews. There's
the
some Matthews in there.
injuries.
There's still 30 goals.
I mean, Matthews is probably the correct answer on account of I'm disappointed whenever he's not playing.
Right.
Every single game, including my son's first ever Leafs game.
He wasn't playing.
He was not playing. That made
I
us
didn't
very
like how
sad.
many answers we had from the crowd. It's not a good sign.
Who do you think it is?
I think you can throw it. You can look at it a different couple ways. Like you could say Pacioretty, Hakanpää, because those are the signings and they weren't healthy. You
No,
expect
and they
them to
weren't
be
healthy.
more
Yeah.
on the team. But in terms of guys being there all season, Matthews has been disappointing because you want him to be a Hart Trophy candidate every year, and he hasn't been that this season, unfortunately. Like, is he going to hit 40 goals?
I don't think so.
That's
Tonight alone.
that's a pretty disappointing season for Austin Matthews because of the bar he has set.
Right. Okay. Wow. That's not the answer I thought. All right.
I'm gonna say I spent months talking about how awesome it's gonna be that Riley finally gets to play with a regular partner, and it's gonna be Chris Tanev. And then they played together for like a few weeks.
Yeah.
And Berube was like, "This sucks," and split them up. And then what did they do at the deadline? They had to find Riley a partner again. So you could throw Riley in there, but also Domi fresh off of an extension and then not scoring till Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Also hurt.
which Leafs player do you think is primed to have the best first round of the entire team? So there will be a standout from each team that is the best in the playoffs in the first round. I don't want to ask about a second or a third round because we never get there, but who is geared up to have the best first round? Who's going to be the hero if there is going to be one? All right, so we got Knies, we got Tavares. You say Tavares? Okay,
Tavares
I
is
like
a good
that.
answer.
All right,
Yeah.
what else we got? Marner, we got Marner. All right.
Marner would be excellent,
Uh-huh.
and it would really spice up the spring.
Yeah.
But if it's the Battle of Ontario, And I think back to Max Domi's a hilarious answer. If I think back to the battles of Ontario from my youth, what got the Leafs through those series? They were tougher than the Sens, but they had the better goalie. So I'm going to go with Anthony Stolarz.
All right. Oh, good pick. Jesse Blake?
I think it's JT. Like
John Tavares.
Yeah, John's been on fire the second half of the season, and I don't see him slowing down. He's just steady Eddie. Like every day he shows up, he's not high, he's not low, he's just John Tavares, and I hope it carries into the playoffs, and I can totally see him taking it to Ottawa.
Have you made John Tavares laugh?
No, nobody can. That's impossible.
Not true.
Did you make John Tavares laugh?
I got him to smile and maybe breathe through his nose a little quicker. That was about it.
All right. Okay, so school age grades. I want to bring you back to grade school, okay? How do you grade the job that head coach Craig Berube has done this year?
Steve, can you do the letters and then have the crowd cheer?
Okay, F.
No.
D.
This is a regular season thing anyway. Yeah. I said the regular season awards. You can't do that. No, don't you invalidate my question, sir. I worked very hard on this segment, okay? I worked very hard on it.
Who would give him a C?
Nobody.
Oh. Who would give him a B for Berube?
Now, do you want to do minuses and pluses and all that, or no?
That's a lot of
It's a lot of
Who would give him an A?
All right. So A's and B's. Yeah. Why do you think the answer is in the A's and B's?
For me, it's either A- or B+. They've been really, really good. It's funny. They might finish with fewer points than a few Keefe teams and still win the division. He loses style points. They're not as fun. Let's be honest. They're not as fun. But they play the way I think we've been begging them to play for a long time. They're a good defensive team, and they will, on occasion, beat your ass. And it's awesome.
Hey, Jesse, what do you think the Leafs think about Craig Berube, especially the longtime guys?
Yeah, I think they adore him. It was time for a change from Sheldon Keefe. I feel like even if he might have been a good coach and somebody who might have been able to get more out of the Leafs if he stuck around, I think the guys there who have been there for a long time needed a change. They need somebody else barking orders at them. And even if the orders aren't that much different, Craig Berube just being the person to bark those orders means a lot to the guys.
Right.
And I think he's more of a player's coach, too, which means a lot. And so I think they love him.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't say no to a man with eyebrows like that. You just
Definitely.
can't. Now, okay, same question, but Brad Treliving. So we'll start with F. Anyone give Brad Treliving general manager an F? No? All right, what about a D? What about a C? Oh, okay, there's a couple C's. All right. What about a B? B is for Brad, it appears. Okay, what about an A?
No,
there's one guy.
I think it's a B.
We got one guy in the...
We got one guy.
I was saying boo earns. Oh, my God.
One guy clapped for an A.
Listen, are we going by...
Hold on, what do you guys give him?
I think
people
a B's
are right.
fair.
B is fair?
The people are always
The people
right.
are right. It's
The
a B.
people are right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we wanted him to do stuff at the deadline. We screamed at him, Brad! And then he Brad.
Yeah.
At the deadline, he Brad. He picked up the phone, said, "This is Brad." Mm-hmm. And he got Brandon Carlo. And Scott Lawton. And, he went out and he made the team better.
Who else did he get?
And he goes, Scott Lawton.
Oh, okay.
He made the team better. I mean, I do not care. Don't even sort of give a gosh darn even how long Chris Tanev's contract is. He's a Leaf.
Exactly.
Hooray. Hooray forever. They have their D-core locked up for God knows how long.
Lorenz signing this past offseason.
Steven Lorenz.
Stallers. Yeah.
They have, how many teams in this league have one goalie? All right, now how many of them have two?
We got two.
Leafs have two. They're one of 6 teams with 2 goalies this good, maybe. Contracts are a little long. They're going to be a little old. Kind of gave up a lot. B is very fair.
Okay. All right. Last one. The name is Brendan Shanahan.
Oh.
Whoa. Listen to this. Brendan is the one that hired Brad and hired Craig, but there's boos in the audience. So
yeah, but he's been here longer.
Who gives Brendan Shanahan an F? Who gives him a D? Who gives him a C? Okay, a lot of C's. What about a B? For Brendan?
No B's.
All right, one more. A for Brendan.
Crickets.
All right, so C is the highest grade he gets. Is that market fatigue? Are we just tired of his silly face?
That's
Or is it
market fatigue.
Okay, what is it?
Listen, if the Leafs go down in the first round or even have a disappointing second round, he's got to go. Like, I don't know how many people disagree with that.
Another one person.
Okay.
There's a guy clapping back there. There he is.
Leafs lose in the first round, Shanahan's got to go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
There you go. So it's market fatigue.
Okay, what about second round?
Still gotta go.
All right, now, is there any world where you're like, oh, man, they made the conference final, which they've done like 2 or 3 times in our life, and he stays? Okay, Stanley Cup final. Yeah, I said it.
Do they win?
They made the final.
Hard to fire the president after that. But you know what I think probably happens with ownership changing? He can feel like he accomplished something by getting that far. I think he steps down and goes somewhere else to do something
Floats
else.
off into the distance like Sheldon Keefe.
Yes.
Jesse, what do you think?
Our ticket price is going up next year.
Yes.
Then he's gone.
Yeah.
Then boo. Get rid of him. I blame him.
I don't even know if he's responsible for that.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Okay,
Ticket
all right,
prices are going up.
all right.
Like,
Now,
I feel like Treliving should get the credit for the team.
right.
You know, the changes he made to the organization, and like Brendan Shanahan's thing has just been stick with everything and keep running it back.
Do
I don't
nothing.
know.
Do nothing. Okay. All right. Now, there is one thing. There's a little special presentation I want to give today, and neither Steve nor Jesse know about this. Okay? All right. So, last year, the Leafs had a goalie going into the playoffs. And his name was what?
Ilya Samsonov.
How do we feel about Ilya Samsonov, folks? Yeah, man. But we like him. He's a nice guy. Okay. Now, there was a moment where the Leafs went down 3-1, and Ilya Samsonov was bad.
Sure.
Okay? And there was an LFR moment where Steve said, Sammy, the puck, the puck, the puck. Tell me about that moment. What do you remember about that moment?
So last year's playoffs were a little difficult on account of we had a newborn, and I don't remember things. I have baby brain damage. All I remember is he was not taking care of the puck, the puck, the puck.
You just scared one of the servers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think
Sorry.
is familiar with your
This is why we have to
content.
tip the servers here. This is important.
Tip that one in particular. Sorry about that. Because it was a conversation going down the stretch. Who do you go with? And I'm like, you go with the goalie who's been good since January. And then in his final 2 games of the season, he turns into a pumpkin. But I'm like, I'm not going to go with how he played in the last 2 games of the season. That is silly goosery. And then what does he do? He stinks on ice. And it made me very upset.
So, Natalie Drake, will you please come to the stage?
Oh, no. Did Natalie make art of me screaming?
Yes. All right. So,
Oh,
Natalie.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Steve, you're going to have to open this in front of everybody. Everybody, this is Natalie Drake. Say hi, Natalie. Natalie is a great
It's a
painter.
gift.
We want to
This
give her a
is
big
every
shout
Christmas.
out. Where can people find you?
I'm Drake_designs_ on Instagram, but I do not post on it enough. Yeah.
But you can order. All right. You ready? This is great.
I'm crumbling under pressure. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
everyone.
Steve.
Who knew
you're,
that Steve was so bad at unwrapping things? This is crazy.
You lack the clutch
All right.
gene
All
there,
right.
Steve.
I'll unwrap you, Adam.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Oh, my God. I'm terrified.
Show the class.
Show the class.
Show the class.
Hey.
There it is.
Wow.
Natalie, well done. How did you get Steve's features? Let's talk about the rage that you were able to grab here. How did you do it?
It was hard. I first did it, and I'm like, oh, he just looks happy, and I'm like, I need to put more misery in those eyes. I don't know if you noticed, the entire LFR text is in the background.
So the entire
oh,
thing.
wow.
Yay.
Yeah. So anyway,
You wrote everything I said?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Shout out to whoever transcripts those videos.
Robert.
Hey! So I started this in December. You have been staring at me on my dining room table for 4 months.
And you still came today?
It was especially fun when it was half done and you were just staring like, finish me. Finish me.
I don't think I said that.
No.
I don't remember
Phrasing.
saying that.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, that's the biggest commission piece I've ever done. It was a lot of fun. I'm absolutely honored to have done it.
Well done. You did a great
Thank
job,
you.
Natalie. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Oh
You
my
were
gosh.
great.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I asked her to do this like 10 months ago, and she's been working on it. So
I cannot wait to sneak into the bedroom and prop this up on a table so that it's what my wife wakes up to. And just scare the shit out of
that's
her.
not what she wakes up to?
You know what? On some days,
Yeah.
it is.
All right. Thank you, Natalie. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Steve.
Oh, my
We just,
God.
I thought on the eve of the playoffs, it was the time. All right.
It was indeed the time.
All right. Now, everybody, if you have any questions, because what we're going to do here is we're going to wrap up really soon. We're going to get all set up for Steve's stream, and then we're hanging out all night. Pictures, if you want books signed, whatever you want, it's going to happen. We're going to be here for a long, long time, so there's no rush. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. What's up? Uh-huh.
Two questions. Their goalie penalty.
Do you want to come
Come on up here. Come on up here.
If you
And
can
everybody can meet him.
stand
Yeah.
right
let's
here.
go. Give him a round of
There you
applause.
go.
It's not easy to do. All right.
Hi.
What's
go.
your name?
My name is Nick Sutcliffe.
All right, Nick. Go ahead.
Do you have any paintings that you worked on for several months?
Sadly, no, I'm not that type of artist.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But my questions are, when a goalie takes a penalty, should he not go to the penalty box and have the team's backup goalie come play for them?
I agree.
It's way, way, way funnier. And therefore, the answer is yes. The goalie should absolutely have to, if not go to the penalty box, they should have to go to the bench or something.
Right.
You can't play. We watched Max Domi miss an entire period of hockey because he took a fighting penalty in the second period, I think it was.
Yep.
And
He
the
didn't come out
opportunity to
till-
leave the box never came up.
Yeah, he didn't come out till late in the third.
Yeah, no, I don't think like Jordan Binnington should be able to punch a guy in the head. Well, okay, bad example. I like him now because of the Canada thing. So, Ville Uso punches someone in the head. He should have to go to the box.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second question is when someone takes a penalty that results in a penalty shot, the penalty shot should be taken from where the penalty was taken rather than back at center ice.
So 2 feet away from the goalie?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, kind of like soccer.
Yeah.
You get a free kick from the spot.
I think that might be pushing it. I like the
Yeah.
creativity, but I feel like it's like, okay, well, he took the penalty right in the goalie's face, so they're going to start it right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that leads to the excitement that you're looking for. Goalie just kind of pushes him, and that's it, right?
I like your chutzpah, kid.
Yeah.
No, I just don't. I see where you're going. Penalty shots should be more plentiful and more creative, but I wouldn't go with that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you brought me a painting, I would. And the painting whispered something very odd to you. But
Hey,
Sorry.
thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
you.
All right, anybody else have a question? Come on up. If you got your hand up, just come on up. I see you. He's got a Matthews jersey
got-
on, and he's walking to the
what-
stage.
Where? Oh,
There he
Adam,
is.
pick someone
Hey,
farther
there we
away
go.
next time.
No. Well,
Holy.
listen, we need near and we need far. Okay.
If he could stand
All right,
right
first off,
there.
what's your name?
Hold on, give me.
Owen? Everybody say hi, Owen. All right, Owen, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I got one. If the Leafs do manage to win the division somehow, I'm not going to say...
Hold the mic a little closer to your mouth,
So,
Owen.
I'm not going to say when because I don't want to jinx it anymore.
If the Leafs manage to win the division,
Yeah.
Would you rather have Ottawa or have Montreal just for the fun of the rematch?
Oh.
Ottawa or Montreal?
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay.
the Montreal Canadiens aren't a rematch.
Do we
that team's
go?
gone.
Do we go with nostalgia? Which for me, the nostalgia pick is Ottawa.
Right.
They haven't played them since 2004. Or Adam says it's not a rematch. Bah, 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 bah. Do you exercise some demons by playing Montreal?
By playing the completely rebuilt and totally different Montreal Canadiens?
Yeah. Suzuki's still there. Caulfield's still there.
Okay.
Mostly those two. They're both still there.
Price is still technically on the team.
Armia.
Josh
yeah.
Anderson.
Right.
Yeah,
My answer is Ottawa. I'd rather have at least play Ottawa just because I'm kind of scared of Montreal. They've been one of the best teams since Four Nations, like in the entire league. It's not a joke anymore that the Canadians are good. They're actually good. And who knows if Montembeault gets hot for 4 games and knocks off the Leafs. And I don't want that.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick Ottawa.
All right.
You know, Ullmark's been pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
All right,
It's
all right.
Ottawa.
Thanks for your question, buddy. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Anybody else want to come up? Come on up, sir. There he is, and he's got his Matt Sundin jersey on. And this is a special vintage of jersey. It's the last one from Maple Leaf Gardens with the
last
patch.
one? Oh.
It's got the patch. I love it. I love it. All right. What's your
doing?
name?
I've got one for you. You got Stollers and Wool.
Okay, you got to hold your mic a little closer. What's your name? Introduce yourself.
Okay, hi. I'm Dave from Peterborough.
Dave from Peterborough.
All
right, Dave.
Formerly from Windsor, Go Spitfires.
Yeah.
I know, yeah,
Did he
I'm
say
sorry,
go
I'm
Spits?
sorry.
Come on. All right, go ahead.
Okay, you got Stollers and Wool against vintage Bauer and Sawchuck. Who would you want in net?
The one who is willing to face a slap shot with no mask. Yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah.
Over 100 shutouts, both of them in the Hall of Fame. Listen, Wool and Stollers are pretty good. I don't know if either of them are going to end up there. I'll take Sawchuck and Bauer, thanks.
I mean, Bauer taught me how to play goal. I never met the man.
Oh.
but
I was like, personally?
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
I never met him, but I studied. I mean, this is watching Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday nights because that was the only time you got to see a hockey game.
Right.
And that's how I learned how to play goal, by studying him.
That is awesome.
Hey,
I love
that's
that.
awesome. All right, I love
would
that.
go with your picks.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
That
I
was
know
an
there was
easy
a
one.
couple over here. Just come on, walk up. Yes, sir.
I just want to hear the
Oshawa-
Jens fan get booed.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring him up. Oh.
Oh, he's getting booed.
Shame. Shame.
Shame.
Shame. I can't wait till we do our next event in Oshawa. I'm like, what's up, Piers? Hello,
Who's on the
everyone.
back of
Am
that?
I welcome back?
Stuart Roloffs.
Nice.
All right. Hey, what's your name?
Last year. Evan.
Evan, you got to speak up a little bit and tell everybody your name.
My name is Evan.
Hey, everybody.
There you go.
Hi, Evan. Okay.
What is your guys' honest opinion of Scott Lawton?
What's the honest opinion of Scott Lawton?
Is it a system issue? Is it just getting used to the team? Do you think he'll excel in the playoffs?
It's a good question, and here's what I'm on the side on. A lot of Leaf fans are like, well, it was a bad trade. He sucks. It's not going to work. There is way too much evidence that Scott Lawton is way better than this for me to think that. But obviously, he's disappointed a bit. Like, how many points does he even have? 2? 1? Might just be 1.
Yeah.
And we saw it, and it was on the road. I would love for him, Hockey Night in Canada, score a goal against the Montreal Canadiens at home, get everyone going nuts, and you can ride that for probably the rest of your life in terms of the adrenaline and good feelings it would give you. When the Leafs got him, I was like, all right, he's their third line center. That's what he's going to be, and Domi will never play another game at center again. Here we are. Domi's playing center, but you know what? He's playing it pretty well. Is Lawton putting up the points? No. But I think that line has a purpose. They play hard, they forecheck, and something that I think Leaf fans are way forgetting with the Scott Lawton narrative, outside of the first few games he was here, they've nearly run the table. Like,
He's winning. They're winning a lot.
their record is crazy. So I think everyone, Brandon Carlo cost about the same. He actually costs more, and people love him. But all of a sudden, we're paying real close attention to how many points Nikita Grabenkin has with Lehigh Valley. And listen, that milk has been spilled. Scott Lawton needs our support, not our scorn. I think he has the passion in a way where he's paying attention to what people are saying. And I hope
Well, he's a Leaf fan. He grew up a Leaf fan.
He's a Leaf fan. I hope and more importantly, the people in his life are telling him what people are saying. I think he needs to go out there and be the annoying thorn in the side that he was in Philadelphia for all those years, and he'll be a great Leaf.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, no, nailed it.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Thanks for your question.
Evan.
Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right, we got time for one more. One more. Okay, you know what? I feel bad for you back there because you were the one guy who clapped, and then remember he was like, "Yeah, oh." Let's get him up.
He's
there.
got crazy hair.
Yeah,
I love that.
All right.
I wish I could pull that off.
Yeah, we can't. We're not. Hey, man, what's your name?
My name is Brad.
Everybody say hi, Brad.
Steve's been chanting your name a lot.
Yeah.
So, Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
I was looking at a stat last night. In the 2 year, he's basically mirrored the same amount of points as last year, 20 goals, 60 points. Not bad. Minus 84 in the 2 years he's played. Now, I know he's on a Chicago team, which is not good, but what do you think? Do you think he's going to bounce back from that?
He's washed.
Do you think
Washed.
he is what
Terrible.
he is, or?
No, there's some players that I watch and I go, God, this guy is washed. Or this guy is drowning, or this guy's overwhelmed, or this guy just doesn't have it. When I watch Connor Bedard, and I have watched a decent amount of Connor Bedard games this year, I'm like, man, can we get the kid some help?
You think it's really that bad? It's just the team that he's playing on?
It's the team he's playing on. Too many times this season, I've gone and looked at who he's playing with that night, and it's two guys with 6 goals each. And I'm like, this is Connor Bedard. Can we take this kid seriously?
Yeah, Bertuzzi is pretty well mirror image of plus minus as Bedard.
Yeah, Bertuzzi's been like on the 4th line of the Blackhawks.
Oh, okay. I thought he was playing on the same line as Bedard.
Some nights.
Okay.
Like Slaggert is another guy playing in the OHL. He's in the NHL now, who is either on the 1st line or the 4th line. He's like modern day Mariusz Czerkawski. He was either with Matt Sundin or a healthy scratch. I have a weird feeling of optimism with the Blackhawks that not a lot of people share. They have such a disgusting amount of prospects. At some point, Bedard is going to arrive, and he's going to arrive in a big way. He might get another 60 points next season, but at some point, he's going to blow us away with 120. And when it happens, remember I told you that.
Well, I mean, if he gets 60 points again next year, that's a blessing for Chicago because they're going to get him at a cheap contract.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. If the Blackhawks end up getting him at, like, the contract Nathan McKinnon signed all those years ago.
Oh, the $6.5 million. Yeah.
I am going to hate them a lot.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap there for the show. Hey, brother, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us for this. So glad that you're here. Oh, and thank you for not walking in front of the camera. I appreciate it. Woo! Enjoy your bathroom break, sir. I hope that bathroom break is fantastic. Also, stick around because we're going to be here till like 10:30, 11 o'clock anyway, right? Yeah. So Steve is going to be streaming. We're going to get set up. Enjoy your food, tip your servers, and thank you to everybody for coming here tonight. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.